Well, morning. So yesterday's vlog I'm doing today. Yesterday was my last day in Luxor. So I got up nice and early, drove for about an hour and a quarter out to Dendera Temple. Funny, it's hard to explain. The tourists can't leave the city limits of Luxor unless they're on an organised tour, like the Trafalgar or Tripodil or something like that. Now, being on my own and with a driver, what he does is that you can leave, but they make you use the old road, which would take about 2 hours. You're not allowed to use the new road. It's only for the tour buses, tour cars, that sort of thing. So when we go to the first checkpoint, we have to say we're going just up the road to there's a monastery just up the road. That lets them stay on that road. And saying coming back, we had to say we're going to another monastery. Anyway, it was good, yeah. So the checkpoints are fairly severe in and out of the towns. Not so much between the towns, but more when you come into a town, there's checkpoints when you leave the town. And they take down the driver's name and number and a few other things, details, where I'm from, that type of stuff. Up to Dendera, beautiful temple. Once again, I was the only one in the whole temple. Very quiet. Then came back to Karnak Temple, which in Egypt is the largest temple in Egypt. It's what they would say, it's where the creation of life started for the Egyptians. So it's a very religious temple, still to this day. Massive complex there because it's been added onto and as a pharaohs over the years and that. So it's a massive big complex there. And you're on the east bank of the Nile, and the west bank is Valley of the Kings, Queens, Hatshepsut's temple, and that sort of thing. So it's it's a huge complex. Had a good look around that. Then went to Luxor Temple, which is at the other end of the Luxor, the city of Luxor. It's about 3 k's, 4 k's from Karnak. When you get to Luxor, there's this massive big walkway, which is called the Alley of the Sphinxes, which is lined by miniature sort of small sphinxes between the two temples. And I'd say you would walk, back in the day they would go from one to the other. Yeah, had a nice look around in Luxor Temple, very quiet there as well. Karnak Temple was what I would say a little bit busy, maybe 8, 9 tour buses there, but they seem to be leaving as I got there. And I think they'd already been to Luxor Temple because when I got there it was empty. So yeah, had a nice sort of bit after lunch doing those. Then went and had a nice meal in a local restaurant that Hamdi took me to. And then off to the airport. I didn't fly out to 9 o'clock and I actually got to the airport I think about 4:30. Funny thing is here, you can't actually get in the door of the airport without a ticket. So you can't, without a valid ticket, you can't even go in with anyone or anything like that, and the security is tight just to get in the door itself. And if you're there more than 2 hours before your flight, you have to go and sit in an area just inside the doors where there's about 20 chairs. There's no facilities, nothing. Oh, this is great, I'm going to sit here for 4 hours. But, it's what I didn't realise that I thought I'll be able to get to the airport early, chill out, get a coffee, do a bit of content work, stuff like that on the laptop, but no. Anyway, so after sitting there for about 15 minutes, this lady came up, had a sort of official tag on or something. I said, would I like to go to the VIP lounge? I said, oh, Jesus, rack it up. So I said, yeah, sure. So for $20 US, I could go to the VIP lounge until check-in time. When I went to go, the security guy, the military guy, said, no, you can't leave. He has to stay there. Several phone calls later, the lady got the okay, so away I went. It's even fast track, so I had to go through 2 lots of security, and this is for a domestic flight too, by the way. Fast track me through the security, go to the head of the line, stuff through the scanners, shoes off, all that. And they stowed my actual suitcase for me around into the nice, only a small lounge, but free food and drinks and all that. So, and it's actually in where the gates are. So you can sort of get up and have a walk around a few shops. It's only a small airport, Luxor, but new, but only small. So yeah, so I spent the next few hours there. Anyway, 2 hours before boarding when the gate opened, she took me back to check me in, so fast track security, asked if I'd like to be upgraded to business class for, I think it was 1,000 Egyptian, about 20 bucks, I think, 20 Australian, something like that. Business class, yeah. Took me to the business class check-in, checked me in, carried my backpack. They had a young fella carry my backpack for me. Yeah, so then I flew 9:15 last night, but in about 10:30, 11:15 here at Cairo. Stayed at the Novotel here at the airport. Got into the room about midnight. I got a 9 o'clock flight this morning. So yeah, so that was, and I fly to Amman, Jordan. So Egypt is all finished. I've done everything I wanted to do and some. It's been an absolutely fascinating experience. I don't know what more I could say about Egypt. If you're thinking of coming, definitely come. You never know when one day they'll say, "Oh no, you can't go in the pyramids anymore," or "You can't go in the tombs in the Valley of the Kings anymore," because the public going in there, like, there's no real preservation. People just go on and you can, I saw people smoking in one of the tombs. I don't know if that's supposed to happen, but a lot of that's at Dendera Temple. It's the only temple I've been to where I could actually get up on top of the temple. I was the only one in there, so as usual you have they call them the guardians, but they're sort of like local guys. They want to show you around in there. They're not guides that you hire at the front. They're just local fellas in there, and for a price, they don't say they take you. They actually take and get some good photo spots. I'll take a photo for you, but what they can do is they'll take you to spots that aren't open to the public, particularly when you're on your own. They'll pull a barrier back, and they actually took me up on top of the temple, which is something I've never been able to do. So it was great, yeah, up on top of the temple, paying his bashish, which is, slipping a bit of money for it. But yeah, so that's pretty common in all the temples and all the historical sites. There's fellas are there. You don't have to. There's sometimes I go and I go, no, they want to show you something. You go, okay, but no bashish, and then they tend to walk away and leave you. But they're just trying to earn a coin, I guess. I don't know what their real role is in the temples and that, because maybe it's just that. Maybe they are local guardians or descendants, So yeah, so Egypt's finished. Absolutely fantastic. Glad I did it. If you're thinking of coming, come. Must do. If there's two things you have to do, is obviously the pyramids of Giza and Luxor. And in Luxor you have to do Valley of the Kings and Hatshepsut's temple. So yeah, if you didn't have a lot of time and I wanted to do a couple of things, I'd definitely do the pyramids of Giza, but definitely go to Luxor. It's a cleaner town. It's quieter than even Aswan, which is a smaller town. So definitely, I did all things like felucca rides, sailed down the Nile to Banana Island, which I didn't go that much on, Banana Island. But so anyway, I was sitting here at the airport, waiting for my next flight off to Jordan. So yeah, see you next.